Hi, a lot of people have had questions about Excel Project 1.3, so I wanted to record this video to help you walk through it. So what you're going to do is download this template and create a food log recording your meals and snacks for one day. Now, I don't care what you ate, so this doesn't have to be what you actually ate for one day. This can be a sample, a type, make it up. There's a food table sheet in the template that is important for this. And then you'll want to guess, you want to estimate the amount of calories that you need to maintain calorie balance because you need a goal. Ignore this sentence because we're not going to do that. Actually, we are, but you probably aren't going to eat the same thing twice in a day, maybe. And then part 2 is goal seek. And so we're going to work on that. And then you're going to document that process in a Word document, right? So you're going to write a very short paper, doesn't need to be formal, that tells me what you did. Some screenshots would be a good idea. So let's go into Excel. And here's the template that you get. And I've had people say, what's a portion name mean? What's portion amount mean? Well, it referenced the food table in this tab. So if you look down here at the bottom of the screen, if you click on the tab that says food table, here's a whole bunch of foods, right? And for each food, it gives you the name, gives you the portion amount, the portion name, and the calories per portion. So for sour cream dip, a quarter cup is a portion, and it's 133.65 calories. I've never seen calories reported to the 100th of a calorie before. I think that's kind of silly, but this is what we have. This is what we're going to go with. So the easy thing to do, if you eat something that's on this list, let's say you had a quarter cup of ricotta cheese for part of your breakfast. Or no, let's say low-fat cottage cheese. That's more like something you might eat at breakfast, right? So let's copy that. Now you notice what I did. Let me back up for those of you who are very new to Excel. I put my cursor here. I clicked my mouse, and without letting go of the left button, I dragged it over till I had highlighted these 4 cells. And then from there, you can right click and say copy, or you can do Control C, or there's probably somewhere else in here in a menu that you can copy. Anyway, we're going to copy that, and then I'm going to put it in my food log. So there's my first food item. Oh, I don't like that. Hold on. Let me Control Z. I don't like that it changed the formatting. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to use this where it just pastes in the values without the formatting. There we go. Now it looks how I want it. And you're going to repeat that for a bunch of food items, right? Until you've got everything you ate for the day or what you think somebody might eat in a typical day, however you choose to do it. And now this list is really long. There are 2016 items in this list. It's hard to find stuff in here. They're not in any order that I can figure out. So let me show you another trick. I've got this column highlighted, and I'm going to press Control F. F is in find. And let's say I want to find oatmeal. So I click Find Next. No, I didn't mean an oatmeal raisin cookie. I didn't mean a reduced fat oatmeal raisin cookie. Oatmeal, plain, half cup cooked. There we go. That's what I want. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to put that in my food log. And then let's say I wanted to have a nice steak for supper. Choose that. Grilled steak, 1 medium steak. I don't know how big a medium steak is, but okay. Or I could do 4 ounces cooked without a bone. Okay, let's do that. Grilled steak, I'm going to do 4 ounces, and that way I can weigh my steak and I'll know how much to log. So I'm going to copy, and then I'm going to paste. Anyway, you get the point. You just do this. If you need more rows than you have, you can highlight a row, right click, and say insert, and it'll add another row. Add as many rows as you need. And then we need to put in some formulas. Let me make this simple. I need something that I eat one of. Let's say, okay, I had a slice of cheese. We'll do that. Okay, now, the next thing we're going to do is put in some formulas, right? So if I ate 1 slice of cheese, I had 114 calories. But what if I ate 2 slices? What if I ate 4 slices? So we're going to make this a formula, right? So I'm going to click here where it says 114.25. Make note of that number. We're going to need it. I'll probably forget it. And I'm just going to enter. So whenever you enter formulas, you start by entering an equal sign. That says to Excel, hey, here comes a formula. And then you point, I'm going to point at this cell that has a 1 in it, times 114.05. I think that's what it was. Doesn't matter. So now it says 114. Now for these other things, I'm going to have to make some adjustments, right? So if 4 ounces is 232 calories, but I'm going to put a formula in there to multiply it, I need to know what 1 ounce is. So I'm going to need to take my calculator and divide 232.76 divided by 4, and it's 58.19 calories per ounce. Okay? So I'm going to go here. I'm going to say equal sign this cell times, what did I say it was? 58.19. 58.19. And it's still the same number it was before, but now if I change my portion amount, it changes the number of calories. And then for these where this portion amount was half a cup, I'm going to have to double. So 72.54 times 2 is 145.08. So here I'm going to say equals this number times 145.08. So you see what I'm doing here. I'm just, and so now if I say instead of half cup oatmeal, I'm going to eat a cup, it calculates the right number. Same thing for this one. 81.36 times 2 is 162.72 equals that times 162.72, and I end up with the same number. So now I've got this calculation on each row, and it really shouldn't be calories per portion now. It should be net calories, but it's the number for, well, okay, whatever portion amount I ate. That works. We're not going to change the column headings, but we know that they're different now. And then I'm going to go down here to my total per day. I'm going to put in another number, or another formula. This time I'm going to use the sum formula. So it's equal sign sum. This tells you, notice that this pop-up tells you it adds all the numbers in a range of cells. So then I'm asking to enter a range of cells. So I can click on this cell, keep clicked, don't unclick, and select all of these, and then close my parentheses. So that says I'm taking the sum of the cells in E4 through E22. Hit enter. There's my total. Now, that's not enough food to keep somebody alive if you do it consistently, right? You can't live on 500 calories a day. And a typical goal might be, 1,200 if you're a small person or you're trying to lose weight in a hurry. I'm a big guy, I should be eating about 2,000 calories a day. But just for illustration purposes, we're at 515. Let's say our goal is 700. Okay. And then the difference, in this difference cell, I'm going to say equals what I ate minus my goal. I'm 185 calories short of what I should have eaten. That's the basics of how Excel works, right? And I can go in and I could change this to a cup of cottage cheese. I got closer to my goal. So now let's look at the next thing it said to do was to use goal seek and it says, use goal seek repeatedly if necessary to investigate what input values result in the targeted output. And this, you're going to want to document this because when you submit your spreadsheet, the goal seek doesn't leave anything behind. There's nothing I can look at and say, yes, they used goal seek. So you're going to have to document this in your spreadsheet. But here's how goal seek works. We're going to click the data tab in the menu up here. And then over here under what if analysis, I'm going to select goal seek. By the way, your textbook was written based on an earlier version of Excel. So this isn't what it tells you to do, but this is where it is. It's under what if analysis. You click goal seek. And then what cell do we want to set? Well, we want to set this difference, and we want to make it 0 by changing one cell. So I'm going to say, well, let me change how much steak I eat, right? And when you click OK, goal seek goes through some iterations, and it says it found a solution, got me to 0, but it's 4.780030,933 ounces of steak. I can't measure 4.780030. So I'm going to say OK, but then I'm going to go change this to 5 ounces. Now I'm over. I'm 12 calories over. Do I care? Probably not. But just for fun, let's go do goal seek again. This is what it meant when it said you might have to do it multiple times. So I want to set this cell to 0. And let's say I'm going to do it by changing the amount of oatmeal that I eat. That's really not very helpful, right? Because now I'm at 0.9. Let's say I changed I don't really like cottage cheese that much. Let's change that back to a half a cup. And then let's do the goal seek again. I want to change this to 0 by changing how much cottage cheese I eat. That rounds nicely, so I can say, whoops, I canceled instead of selecting it. That's okay, I remember what it was. So I can say 1.5 cups, because I really like oatmeal. And now I'm only 4 calories off from my goal. That's great. That's close enough. So I'm done. But again, I went through several steps to get here. In your Word document, you should write out what those steps were, and you should also, at a couple of points here where you said I'm changing this cell to 0 by changing this cell, you should do a screenshot, right? Move this over here. If you're in Windows, there's a Snipping Tool. So if I say a new snip, and then I drag the cursor to what I want to save, and then I can save that. I can copy it and paste it into my Word document. I can just go edit, copy, and then go into my Word document and paste that picture in there. Because again, that's the only way I'm going to know that you actually did a goal seek. And let me reassure you, I am not looking for, yes, I'm going to be looking for a formula. I'm going to be looking to see if you use the goal seek. I don't have if your target is off by 100 calories, by 10 calories, I don't care. I want you to have filled this out, put in some formulas, use the goal seek. If you do all that, you'll get 100 on this exercise. If you do all that and you document what you did, I need that Word document. So that is it. Let me